Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and today I will be doing the first time tag. I just need to find the questions because I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions. Where are my archives? Ask me questions about like first time I did stuff. And yeah, I just thought such a chilled, relaxed video. I feel like we usually talk about serious things over here. So I just like to lighten up the mood. Grab a drink if you can. I'm looking cute because I'm going out after this to the park. Obviously, I know like these days we dress up to go to the grocery store. If you don't, you is definitely missing out. So I just need to find the questions. I was asked quite a few. I love when people interact with me on just the two of us. Just the two of us. So the first question I was asked was when I got my first phone. I think my first phone was a Nokia. I don't remember what that model's called. You know that when the battery lasts for like days and weeks and weeks and weeks. That was my first phone. I remember I got it when I was like maybe 7, because my brother is 4 years older than me. Because my brother was his first phone and he's going to boarding school. And I bullied my parents into getting me a phone as well because I was like, it's so unfair, you know, how come he gets to get a phone and I don't? I actually used to do that a lot and I got away like with a lot of things because I was like, how about him, even though he's older than me. But it didn't really matter to me. I just wanted the phone, so they got me that. And I remember I used to lose it all the time. Like I always used to lose it. I find it in my toy box after like 4 or 5 weeks, and my parents were like, what was the point, you know? And when my brother would get an upgrade, I used to bully my parents into getting me an upgrade too. Actually, my parents have been through a lot. I've been through a lot when it comes to me. I was like, no, it's not fair. I also want a new phone. And I just don't understand. I also want, in fact, I deserve a new phone. And yet I rarely used it. And one day I remember I took it to school and people made such a big deal out of it, you know. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, Tracy has a phone. Someone almost snitched to me because obviously you're 7, like you're not allowed to have phones in school. That was like me being a rebel. But you know, my parents wanted to talk to me like after school for after school arrangement or something like that. That's why I took it. But other than that, yeah, basically I got my phone at age 7 and I was so reckless with it. And every other phone after that until like maybe 10ish, 11ish when I went to boarding school. So realistically, no 7-year-old should be having a cell phone, okay? Unless, yeah, no, there's no need. I didn't really need one until I was like maybe 10, 11, because that's when I went to boarding school as well. Next question is first drunk story. Okay, I had my first drink with my parents. I was maybe 14, I think. We were like on a holiday trip. I actually insert a picture on a holiday and I just had like a glass or 2 of champagne and my dad was like, yo, listen, I need to train you. I'm not gonna give you a lot, but please don't underage drink. But I didn't get drunk on that time. The first time I actually got drunk. Oh, my parents are gonna be so disappointed. The first time I got drunk was on a school trip. About I think like a couple of months after the first time I drank like with my parents. I was on a school trip in Paris. I was so drunk. So we went to like a pub. We would never get away with that in the UK. We went to a pub, ordered a couple of cocktails, me and a couple of people, I'm not mentioning names. Ordered cocktails, and I remember we left the pub and everyone was like, okay, they're all cool, and I'm like, listen, I don't feel drunk yet. I felt like I was a girl.
Eloquence. I'm the girl. Okay? I'm the girl.
You know the girl? That was me. So I'm like, let's go get more. And I went back with like one of the guys. I think he was the oldest one from the group. We got 2 more. I remember it was a tequila sunrise. And we got 2 beers. I had the cocktail and the beer and his beer as well. I remember because I jugged it, but as soon as I finished it, I couldn't even like stand. I fell. I don't know, was I trying to prove something? I actually don't know what was going on, but I literally fell down. Because why? Sis had too much alcohol. That is so like not good. Don't underage drink, guys. But like that, then like after that, I remember I didn't remember like most of the night, and my friends showed me videos of like them taking me to bed, and I was like, oh sis, I don't remember that. Like I don't know what you're talking about, because my memory says like no, I don't remember that. I really don't remember that. And I remember I texted my brother like the next morning, because my brother's much older than me. He's like 4 years older than me, so he had a little more experience. I'm like, dude, I feel like I really messed up, and what if they send me back home? Like, I'm in a foreign country on a school trip. Imagine this is how I get exposed. I was so paranoid, but it's like I was paranoid after it already happened, which doesn't make sense. This was at like 5-6 a.m. by the way, when I sobered up, because I blacked out. Like, I got so drunk I blacked out, but the teachers never found out. And then cut down on drinking. Like after then I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be a drinker, I'm gonna be a good kid. So I used to like drink like maybe like once or twice a year, you know, just like your wine. If it was like someone's birthday, I'd have cocktails and stuff, until like maybe 17-ish, like a couple of months before I turned 18. That's when I started drinking like a lot more. A lot more, whatever. Hold on, someone's calling me. Tatenda.
What?
I'm filming a video.
Oh shit.
What's up?
What time?
Okay, sorry. I'm back. That's my first wrong story. First time I kissed a boy. I just feel like y'all are invading my privacy. So the first time I kissed a boy, I was, how old was I? I was quite the late bloomer, maybe like 15 there. I think I was 15 when I first had one, but I remember it so perfectly. It was at a church thing ish. Don't kiss at church, guys. It wasn't like during church or like on a Sunday church, not that it's any better, but it was at a church thing, like a church event. And I really liked this guy. He was like my everything. You know, when you're 15 and you think love. And it was raining and we kissed. It was like so perfect, so perfect. Oh, look, now I'm blushing. Okay, next question. First time you felt like you achieved something you thought would be impossible ish. That's kind of deep, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I have these moments a lot, only because I've just, like, for a long time I haven't believed in my own source. Like, I haven't really believed in myself like that, you know. So yeah, but I'll tell you, one time when I was really proud of myself and I actually had my first tears of joy. I think that matches the answer to the questions, because I don't know when the first time I thought I cheated. I think everything's impossible basically. But that one time when I was, how old was I? I was very young, and my uncle was teaching me how to ride a bike, and I was like failing, bro. Like it just wasn't working out for me. I kept falling like every 5-10 minutes, you know. And I nearly gave up, and I remember crying, and my uncle was like, listen, we're gonna take a break, so just sit down, go have some tea, and we'll be back. He was like so determined that I would be able to ride a bike. So he went to the room, like to his room. He used to live with us. He went to his room, and I was sitting outside and I was crying, you know, but he let me cry. It's like, I'm not just gonna cry. I just sat there and I cried, bro. I cried. And I'm like, you know what, I can't do this. I really want to learn how to ride a bike. It's so hard. And then like a couple of minutes later, I got up by myself while my uncle's still inside, and I got on the bike and I did it. Like, I did it. And then I heard my uncle shouting from the window, Tracy, you did it! And I was like, ah, I'm doing it! Oh, you guys, I was so happy. And he ran out of the house, and I was there on my little bicycle, and I was so happy. I cried again. This time it was tears of joy. Like, I was so proud of myself. And ever since then, I've been an emotional wreck. Next question. First time living alone, what was that like? First time living alone, I have, like, I don't know, you know, I don't think I live alone now, but I don't think I really ever felt like I'm living alone until maybe like now during lockdown. just backstory, like growing up in my teens, I think I've been in many situations where I've had to stay home alone only because like things are going on at home. Things are going on, but how do I even explain it? Yeah, you know, sometimes things happen and I just had to stay home by myself. So that used to be very scary for me as a young teenager. Since I was like, what, maybe 13, 14ish, it used to be very scary for me. But I got used to it. And then when I came to uni, I stayed in a flat in first year, and yeah, only in second year I came to then I moved here where I'm staying now. Then I was by myself, but I wasn't scared. And also then I used to like have people here all the time. By people I mean my used to be boo. Like he used to stay with me a lot, like most of the time. And then when that ended, I was just always like out, like I was always out at school. I'd only come home to sleep, so I just never really felt like I was alone. I always felt like, yeah, I never felt, I just knew I was sleeping. It's like I was sleeping in a room by myself, but I'm never really alone because I could go out. I like studying in the library. I don't like studying at home. Weekends I go out, see my friends. I've never really felt like I live alone, only during lockdown. And what was that like? It was good. Like it wasn't bad because like I'm very good at keeping myself entertained, but it can get frustrating sometimes. Like with the lockdown situation, it can get frustrating because it's like we need human interaction. Like you can say you're a homebody and all, but I think humans need that human interaction. So that was a little bit difficult. So I don't know, like I don't know how to answer this question because I feel like I haven't really lived alone. Like I have, but not really. Like it's never felt like that. So yeah. I said keep it PG-13 and someone's asking you the first time you had sex. Who told you I'm not a virgin? Next question. First period. My first period was so embarrassing. I started my period when I was really young. Well, to me, I was really young. I was 10 when I started my period. I was in primary school. I barely knew what periods were. So the first time it happened, I was actually at school. Like I was still in school. My mom doesn't know this part, by the way. Hi mom. I was at school and I saw something on my pants and I was like, what the hell is that? You know, because my mom had told me what about periods, but I didn't register that it was going to be blood. Like I didn't know what comes out is actually blood. So that was a bit shocking for me. I was like, whew, what is this? But I didn't tell anyone because I was a bit embarrassed. So the school day ended. I don't know how it never leaked or showed on my school uniform or anything like that. The school day ended. I went home. I changed my underwear because I genuinely didn't know what was going on in my pants. Like I saw it, but I didn't know what happened. So I just changed my underwear, changed my clothes, and I was sitting outside with my mom and my brother. And who else was there? I think like my mom's friend was, but there were a couple of people outside on a Friday afternoon. So my mom, like she never used to work on Friday afternoon, so that was like her time when she spent with her kids. Like we used to do things outside, you know, or she'd take us out for ice cream, things like that. So I sat outside and I sat with my legs open like this because it's just a bad habit I had. I used to like to with my, so I sat with my legs open like this, and then my mom just called me. She's like, Tracy, please come here. Like quietly, she's like, please come with me. She didn't make a scene. And then she's like, yeah, follow me. Then we went to my bathroom, and then she made me take off my pants, and she's like, oh sis, you started your period. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like I didn't understand what was going on. What do you mean? And then she explained it again nicely, and I was like, oh, so that's why. I was a bit sad because it was like I knew most of my friends hadn't started, and I was like, I developed quite quickly, like in terms of puberty, like growing boobs and all that stuff. I was like one of the first people in my class to get a bra and all of that. So I was like, oh, another thing I'm doing first. Really? You're taking away my childhood. I hated that. I was very upset. I didn't like that. and embarrassed more than anything else. And then like a week or two later, my granny, she lives in a different city, like one of my grannies came and she talked to me, you know, the whole talk that African parents like to give, don't play with boys, yada yada yada, you're a woman. That's what happened. I've got 2 more questions and I'm gonna head out because my friends are waiting for me. That's why they're cool. The first time I had my heart broken, I think I had my first heartbreak at 18, 17 or 18, somewhere in between, because I came to uni when I was actually 17. I turned 18 here, but like that was like my first heartbreak. I don't think I've ever been heartbroken there where I was then. Like, yo guys, I was heartbroken. You know, like I've been hurt like since then, and I'm sure like I've even been in worse situations, but nothing, I've never felt like heartbreak like so intense. Like I used to, like, I cried, bro. I even remember I went to church this one day and I just sat in the, and I cried. I was like, I hate this. You know, he was supposed to be my forever. He didn't cheat on me or anything. It was sort of a mutual thing. It's just, you know, sometimes things happen, but I was very young. But for me, like, I think it hurt because I thought he was meant to be mine forever. Like, how could we not be together anymore? That was my first heartbreak. The first time you got dribbled. I laughed when I read this because I remembered the story of the first time I got dribbled. I was like, how old was I? Maybe 14, 13 or 14. It was mixed days. That's what I remember. It was mixed days. This guy I had a crush on at school. Like, he was in a year above me. I had a huge crush on him. This was in high school. Like, oh, I was like, oh, he's everything I ever wanted. And then I had him on Mixed, and then over the holidays we started texting because I was in boarding school. If you didn't know, I've been to boarding school like since I was 11 years old. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, we're finally texting, you know, and it's bye. It's like, oh, I like you. I'm like, oh, I like you too. And it's like, oh, will you be my boyfriend? And I was like, oh, yes. It's like, oh, I love you. I'm like, oh, I love you too. Hey. Romance.com. I was like so into him. So anyway, holidays ended. It was time to go back to school, and I told my friend Flony, I don't know if she's watching this, she probably is, I know Flony remembers this story, and where she's like, oh, let's go to the tuck shop, Tracy. Let's go, I want to get some chocolate. So we get there. Oh, this thing's gonna stop recording soon. I think I'm running out of space. Let me hurry. Yeah, so I went to the tuck shop with Flony, right? And she's like, I want to get chocolate and stuff. And she knew like me and this guy had been vibing over the school holidays. So we get there and we see him coming. Oh my gosh, my heart started racing, y'all. Oh. And I'm thinking he's gonna come and talk to me. He ignored me and he saw me and I saw me see him, and he turned the corner and went the other way. And now my friend was like, ah, Tracy, but that's your boyfriend. Why is he acting that way? And I'm like, I don't know. So I might go to the hostels, and I start hearing that he's dating this other girl, you know, like they're dating and everyone knows about him and her and not me. So now I look crazy for saying he's my boyfriend, you know. So basically he was cheating on me. Either he was cheating on me or he was cheating on her. I don't even know the truth because I never confronted him. I just left it. I literally never spoke to him again. I just blocked him. Did I block him? Could you block and mix? I don't know. Either way, I stopped talking to him. And like now we don't even talk like that. I don't know where he is or what he does, but I met him like 2 years ago because my friend took me like for lunch, right? And they're friends, and then he's like, oh, there's someone who's gonna come pick us up because he had the car, right? And then I see the person in the car. I'm like, it's you, the one who played me. And he just always acts so awkward, like he doesn't say anything. I'd be like, hi, he'd just be like, oh, hi, and he walks. Like, he really avoids me, you know. Even like outside there, I bumped into him a couple of times, but he's just always like really awkward around me. So I know that he knows that I know that he cheated on me. So moral of the story, I don't know what the moral of the story is, but hey, I've been dribbled before and many times after that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is very different. I feel like you invaded my privacy, okay? Oh my gosh, I feel like you invaded my privacy, but you know what, it's cool, it's cool. You get to know me a little bit more. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff.